Hey everyone, welcome to EarthX 26 and happy Earth Day to you all. Thank you so much for joining us on this day, on this Earth Day in Dallas, in this beautiful space for all these amazing conferences with all these amazing people in this room who are really, why we're doing this. It's about getting you in the room and making new connections and bringing all your knowledge and inspiration and wisdom so we can find ways to work together to protect the future of our planet. That's what the Earth Day message was all about. That's what Earth Day was founded around. It was, as Trammell was reminding me earlier, the original Earth Day activation had more participants than, it was 1971, than the Vietnam protests at the time, than some of the civil rights protests at the time. There was a moment where we all came together for the planet, and remember that there's really no division around the future of the planet. We're all in this together. We're all here to try to find solutions for our world. And that's what this program today is about. It's about looking at some of the ways in which we can continue to navigate some of the political headwinds, some of the trade headwinds, some of the geopolitical headwinds, and find ways to steward our land and our resources with our amazing guests and our amazing program today. So I'm going to not talk too much because I want to make sure we have enough time to hear that amazing conversation. But before we do, need to thank some people in the room and recognize some of our sponsors. We couldn't do this without our sponsors, so thank all of you who have come in to be part of this mission, especially shout out to Niagara Cares and Arca Continental Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages at the platinum level. There's no way, and you've seen them around, you've seen them all through the hotel, everyone with those shirts that say volunteer that are helping us get this thing off the ground. We need our volunteers to make this thing possible, and so thank you to some of the corporations that have sent over some of their staff today, JP Morgan Chase, KPMG, and Southwest Airlines. Also, our students, in day 3, some of this, if you've heard us say it before, we have a student scholarship program where students can apply and attend for free, and that's because it's important that students not just participate and listen and get to learn from all the programming, but we really want them at the table. We want to make sure that we're empowering the next generations to be leaders, because this is what we're fighting for. We're leaving this planet to those future generations, and so specifically want to shout out a few schools that have sent some students today: UNT Dallas College of Law, Texas A&M School of Law, SMU Dedman School of Law, UTD, our dear good friends, UTA, Texas A&M, and of course, Paul Quinn College, the great Paul Quinn College. That always is so. We love having you guys in here every year. Also want to recognize some of the dignitaries that have joined us, particularly in the room. We have the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Tonga, Lord Whakafonua. We have the former President of Mexico, Felipe Calderon. We have the UN Ambassador from the Solomon Islands, Jane Watera. We have Panama's Special Envoy for Climate Change, Juan Carlos Monterrey. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for all the other ambassadors and all the leaders and the politicians and the public servants who have joined us this year. Being able to shape that public discourse and use the tools of government to help create the frameworks that we can help safeguard our planet is critical. And so having you in the room for these conversations is very important. We're honored to have you here. Now, it's Earth Day. 15 years ago, on this day, the city of Dallas had the idea of having a small Earth Day celebration. And then a man came in and sort of helped found that idea as a sort of an Earth Day street festival. It seems modest enough. Get people out in the street, remember what it was like in the sit-ins and the activations back in the 70s when the original Earth Day founded. And then over the last 15 years, that's humble street festival grew into a massive expo and then evolved into this global convening where we are trying to put people in the room who have the power and the influence and the wisdom and the inspiration to change the world. And so we're all here today thanks to the generosity and the vision of my next person I'd like to invite to the stage. So Trammell Crow, please come out and help welcome everyone here on Earth Day.
How much time do I have?
As much time as you want.
Good, because I have a sermon today. But we do need a sermon on anything to do with the environment. Because I don't care what vibes you get or what people tell you, most people do not care enough. Not much. Oh, I love the environment. Oh, I love water. Great, dude. But y'all are here doing something about it, and I suppose most of y'all all year do something about it. It's a tiny, tiny number of people who do. And we're getting better. There's classes in the universities and so forth. So the next gen, they'll be better and better. But like this group out here doing the social media or something, we don't have time. Everything's happening faster. And in Dallas, it's not popular to talk about climate change. So we talk about wildlife conservation through hunting and fishing, and that gets their attention. In fact, there are a few hunters out there in Dallas, and you can't say that in San Francisco. So we get by with murder here. The environment, Texas style. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing to be in the middle of the country. When Trump won the first time, my phone started ringing. And congressmen were saying, we can't go to environmental events anymore. But, they said, but we can in Dallas. It's safe territory. Can you believe this? It was very difficult for the first 10 years. Here, we're safe territory. Everything I'm saying is to ask y'all to help, because we can't do it all. I can't pay for it all. We don't really take a strong pitch for sponsors. We're too busy. So yeah, I am asking for money, but what I'm asking is for you all to come back next year. I don't even know how many people from last year came this year. So my job's not to save the world. My job is to make this thing really potent so that it can do its best to change the world. So we'll choose our gigs. Help us. Stay in touch with us and tell us what we should be doing. Well, you need a conference on, such and such. There are 24 individual one-day conferences here. And there's not one on wildlife conservation through hunting and fishing right now. But when there is, people come for it. No other place in the world does it. Now, why, I don't know. And why there aren't some big-ass billionaires out there paying for this shit, I do not know. They talk about it. And the whole landscape of having billions and billions? Well, first of all, I'd say, that ain't right. But if this is America, then let's change our whole social contract with those folks. And they're going to keep on working their asses and being smarter than you and being smarter than me. So they need to do it the right way. There's much more awareness outside of Dallas, Texas than there is downtown Dallas about this event. So if you're here, we particularly need your help. Even Crow Company. But there are great things going on. The World Council for Sustainable Business and Development is here today talking about what they're going to do. There are students from, I don't know how many students in Asia, but I think there's a student from Mongolia. They come on their own ticket. Maybe we have 400 speakers.
How about that?
Or something. We don't pay speakers. Authors don't make a bunch of money. NGOs don't make a bunch of money. Politicians shouldn't make a bunch of money. And they come on their own ticket. So I'm kind of saying, respect them and listen and spread the word. But mainly, save the world. But mainly, be here next April for EarthX 2027. Thanks.